Well, good morning, good afternoon. Curmudgeon here. It is the of June, and it's about 20 to 12. And just thought I'd get you caught up. The Mullen household has been sick. I had this creeping crud for 2 weeks. And now other people have it in the house, and it's just we're like the plague. Anyway, so today's actually the first day in 2.5 weeks that I've felt, I would say, 99.9%. So where does that leave us? Let's talk about the Ford 8N tractor. As you know, I want to say it's about 90% done. I want to replace the tires. I'm not too happy with the fenders. They look pretty beat up, but it is what it is. But the biggest thing was I was having death wobble. The tires were just wobbling anytime I went straight. Slow speed, fast speed, they were all over the place. So I checked the alignment. And I've seen people on the 8N forum mention this. Well, again, first things first. I hate doing this because so many people on the forum, they'll sit there and they'll go, "Have you looked at the book? This is the Ford shop manual. It's FO4. You can get it off of Amazon for like $20. And it has a lot of good information, but it doesn't have all the information, especially torque specs. Google's your friend for that. So when they talk about alignment on a Ford 8N, they talk about two things. There's alignment marks that are chiseled. They say literally that, chiseled into these tire spindles. That is apparently somewhere here or up here, there are marks made by the factory when they put this together for the first time. And there's marks to show that it's in alignment. I can't find mine. And the consensus is it's not 100% foolproof. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't find mine. So the next thing is they tell you want your front tire set straight, and then you measure the toe in. Now, there's toe in, toe out, camber, and caster. When you talk about these old tractors, these spindles are pretty much set. There's no adjustment except for toe in. And what is that? Okay, so when you're talking about toe in, if you're looking at your tire, if it's perfectly straight, it has zero toe in. If you have the front of the tire aiming outward, that's toe out. If the front of the tire looks inward, that's toe in. I have always been pigeon-toed, so I run like a duck or penguin, and my feet pronate, they turn inside, so I have toe in when I run, so you can notice that. So to adjust toe in, you have your tie rod, which goes up to your steering, so you can adjust the length of your right side and your left side tie rod ends. So the easy fix for death wobble or your tires wobbling is to check your alignment. Well, so I did check my alignment and it was way off. So I went ahead and I tried to align it, and I was still having death wobble. So then that leads to two other problems. Either your tie rod end lengths are shot, or your steering box needs adjustment or it's shot. The easiest and cheapest is do alignment. The next easiest and cheapest is replace the tie rod end links, and then the steering box. Oh my gosh. So, what have I done? I got Just 8 Ends, sent me a pair of tie rod end links. Now you have to remember, there are reverse threads, because to adjust the length, and what I mean by that is if you want the front of your tire to pronate out or toe out, you need to force the tire, this part, this way, outward. So to do that, you need to push this, your steering arm, outward. So you have to lengthen the tie rod and the steering link arm to achieve that. Lengthen this pushes this out, which causes the tire to go outward. Now, how do you know if you got toe in or toe out? You measure from the hub height, and this is what the manual says, from the hub height, the front of the steering wheel, the front of the wheel on both sides, you measure that length. Then you, same thing on the back, from the center of the tire. Now, it's just me, and these tires don't even have, not even a quarter of a mile, just going back and forth. So what I do is I use a tape measure. Any tape measure will do. I'm not a sponsor. I have my Milwaukee tape, but again, not a sponsor. So I put it, without falling, I put it on the outer rib, and I come over here, and it's even with the hub height, and then I measure from the end to the end. If you notice, it is 49 and pretty much 7/8. Then you measure the back. Same thing. Now, it's a pain to do it. So you'll have to trust me on this one, because I did it. And while it's not the center rib, it is the same, you're using the same point, the outer part of the rib, and it is 50 1/8. So according to Ford, the toe in should be within a 1/4 inch. So the front of the tire should be, I got grease and junk on my face. That's great. So the front of the tire should be a 1/4 inch inward or shorter than the back part. And I'm almost spot on. Now, how did I achieve that? Well, I had to put new tie rod ends on, because here's my old tie rod end, and you shouldn't be able to move it with your finger. This thing it's a mess. They were both a mess. Oops. Now I got grease all over my hand. So I replaced the tie rod ends, took it for a drive, still had a little bit of wobble, and came back, tightened it up, made sure I had greased everything when I first put it on. So I should be good to go. So in theory, this should solve it. Now, I got to looking, and the steering arm bushing back here is pretty worn, and I'm sure if you fix that, it would help a lot too. But the front is the issue, the problem child. So let's get power. Oh, some people don't know how to turn. I've seen this pop up lately on the forums. How do you start a Ford 8N? First, you got to reach up underneath here, and you got to make sure your fuel is turned on. You rotate that counterclockwise to open up the spitcock to allow fuel to go down into the carburetor down there. Okay, right there. Then this has a neutral safety switch. The transmission has to be in neutral, and you have to have the clutch depressed. So first things first, in order for any engine to have, you have to have the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity is fuel, spark, and air, and then you sprinkle some magical valve timing or timing on it, and then your engine should run. We turn the key on. Now that gives you energy to your coil, etc. Push the clutch, make sure you're neutral, give it about half throttle, and hit the starter button. Sometimes you need a little choke. There you go. So, let's see what we got if we're running death wobble now. A little bit more. Hit the brakes. So before, those tires would be flopping all over the place, even though I'm going fairly slow. Now you're going to get a little bit of flopping, but not a lot. Now if you noticed, last time I went out here, it was a mess. They were flopping all over the place. And that seems to have just a little bit of flop. But it's not like it was. I mean, last time out, they would be flopping all over. So the steering wheel has several inches of play in it. So I know the steering box, I mean, look at this. It's a good 2-3 inches. So I know the steering box needs some work. But, you know, got to turn, no power steering. Yeah, this is way better. I am not getting just a when you turn, you don't get it. When you get up to high speed, and it starts oscillating, you get that. It works. And as soon as you get straight, though, yeah, the steering box probably needs to be fixed. I will call that a win with the alignment and the oh my gosh, brain fart. Why do I have brain farts like that? The tie rod end links. I think maybe if I tighten this up and this up a little bit, but it's not loose. This may need replacement, but I'm not going to mess with that. Yeah, and I'm not going to mess with replacing the steering box because my goal is to finish this thing up and sell it. It's been a wonderful distractor and hobby project, but it is definitely time to start working the LS motor and time to get my next car and start building it. I've got the garage almost cleaned up, almost organized. As soon as I get my storage container to move all the mower and all the outdoor stuff outside, I will be ready. Added some decoration on the garage, mobile tires, Texaco gasoline. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you know anybody that likes this kind of content, like, subscribe, share with people. I could use some more followers. I will post this on the Ford 8N forum as well. So people that are looking for help with doing their alignment and other little hints like starting the tractor, it'll be out there. We are going on vacation. Well, I don't know, I'm going on vacation next week. So there will be a lot of road trip footage. I'm going to do all back roads and we'll see where we end up. Anyways, we will see you next time. Out.